Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let's continue our discussion on segmental sounds. Before we talk further about what is meant by segmental sound, let me give you a general insight about speech or utterance. Let's take something which is considered as an utterance. My name is Fauzi. Yes, my name is Fauzi is a speech. It is an utterance. Why? Because it is something which is produced by the speech organ, and there is no pause, there is no break in between. If I realize that as my name is Fauzi, you see that there is a pause, there is a break between my name is Fauzi. So it means that my name is Fauzi is not an utterance, but it is, there are two utterances. The first is my name, and the second is Fauzi. But if it is realized as my name is Fauzi, so it is a single unit. If I realize that as my name is Fauzi, so it means that there are four utterances, there are four speeches. But I am sure that nobody will realize it as my name is Fauzi. The most possible one is my name is Fauzi, or maybe my name is Fauzi. Okay. Yeah. Let me underline the definition of speech or utterance. So it is something which is produced by the speech organ, and there is no pause, there is no break in between. Okay, let's focus on Fauzi. If it is realized as Fauzi, so it is a speech. It is also an utterance. So people say it as Fauzi, but for the purpose of phonetic analysis, it turns out Fauzi can be parted, can be chunked, can be segmented into parts, into chunks, into segments. What are the segments of AU, Z, and E? Okay, yeah, but people never, so I will never say my name is of AU, Z, E. It is not natural. So I would say Fauzi. But again and again I am telling you, for the purpose of phonetic analysis, Fauzi turns out consists of AU, Z, and E. So they are called segmental sounds. Okay. Again, Fauzi consists of segmental sounds of AU, Z, and E. There are four segmental sounds. And then today we are going to focus on the first and the third of and Z and the gang. We are going to talk about E and AU later in the following session. So of Z, S, K, D, L, R belong to the same group. Meanwhile, E, U, O, R belong to other group. And AU, OI, A also belong to other group. And today, we are focusing on the first group, namely consonants. Okay, in utterance of Fauzi, there are two consonants of and z. Now let's discuss the consonants. Let's discuss consonants, and then we are focusing on consonants available in English. Before we talk further, we have to get well informed what are consonants actually. Okay, let me give you the definition. Consonants, or a consonant, is a speech sound, a segmental sound, which is produced by flowing the air from the lung inside your body through the vocal tract, and in the vocal tract there an obstruction happens. Let me repeat. What are consonants? Consonants are speech sounds which are produced by flowing the air from the lung, okay, through the vocal tract, and there is a certain obstruction happening in the vocal tract. Okay, now the key word is obstruction. Based on the obstruction, the consonants are grouped or the consonants are categorized into certain types. Let me explain you, or let's discuss the types of consonants based on the obstruction happen. The first is plosive consonants. What are plosive consonants? Plosive consonants are produced by flowing the air from the lung, and then the air flows to the vocal tract, and in the vocal tract the air is blocked completely, and after that, after the air is blocked completely, the air is released suddenly. Examples of plosive sounds, or some linguists call them stop sounds, but I prefer using plosive sounds, are b, b, t, j, j, k, g, You can see that when I produce those sounds, the air is blocked completely on the speech organ, and then after that, the air is released suddenly. Okay, and then I will show you the phonetic transcription for the consonants I explain later. And then the second type of consonants based on the obstruction happening is nasal. What are nasal consonants? Nasal consonants are produced by flowing the air from the lung, and then the air is blocked completely by the speech organ. Almost the same as plosive, right? But there is a difference. Although the air is blocked completely by the speech organ, it turns out that the volume is lowered. Okay, the volume is moving, is lowered, and the air flowing from the lung can go out freely from the nose or from the nasal cavity. That is the reason why the consonants are called nasal sounds. What are the consonants belonging to this type, to nasal sounds? They are n, ny, and ng. N, ny, and ng. So you can see, if I close my nose, if I close the nasal cavity here, ma, can see my mouth is open, but when I produce okay. Why? Because the air flows freely from the nose or from the nasal cavity. The next is let's come to affricate. Okay, so we already talked about plosive, and then just now we talk about nasal, and now we are talking about affricate. I would like to underline here, there are no affricate sounds in Indonesian language. There are affricate sounds in English, but not in Indonesian language. What are they? The definitions of affricate sounds. Affricate sounds are consonants, or affricate consonants are sounds which are produced by flowing the air from the lung through the vocal tract. And in the vocal tract, the air is blocked completely, like plosive sounds, like nasal sounds, but different from plosive sounds. Fricative sounds or affricate sounds is produced by releasing the air, not suddenly but slowly. Let's come back to plosive sounds like j. So it is plosive. J. It is plosive because the release is done suddenly. But pay attention to j. J. Okay. So you see, the release is not happening suddenly, but it is done slowly. That is the difference between plosive sounds and affricates. So, for example, the plosive sound can found in Indonesian word cinta or baca, or in Sudanese word China. Okay, ch, the first sound. But the affricate sounds can be found in English word like China. Remember, it should be pronounced as China, not China. China is Sudanese. Meanwhile, China is the first sound in China is affricate sounds. Okay, I've got a friend, his name is Ujang. You should pronounce his name as Ujang, not Ujang. I've got a friend coming from California, his name is John, not John. Okay, the first sound in Ujang is plosive sound, and then the first sounds in John is affricate. We talk about plosive already, we already talk about nasal already, we already talk about affricate sounds already. And now let's come to fricative sounds. What are fricative sounds or fricative consonants? Fricative consonants are produced by flowing the air from the lung through the vocal tract, and there is a little opening in the speech organ, and then the air that flows through the little opening make friction noise. The example of the consonants are f, v, th, the, s, z, sh, j, h. It's not in English, but it is in French. Like you can find a sound in François Mitterrand, or you can found that sound in certain dialect of Malays, in certain dialects of Malay, like in Palembang Malay, like rumah baru, something like that. Okay. Yeah. Fricative sounds like th and the are there in English, and there are also in Arabic, like in thalatha, in thin in English. The sound is found in English thin and found in Arabic thalatha. The fricative the is found in English father, and found in Arabic dhalika. Okay, yeah, we already talked about what you call that? Plosive, nasal, affricate, and just now we talk about fricative. And now let's talk about the next trill sound. Oh, sorry. So the example that I explained you is not fricative but trill. So it belongs to trill sound. What is trill sound? Trill sound is trill sound, not trill. Trill sound is consonants which are produced by flowing the air through the vocal tract, and the flowing of the air makes certain organ vibrate vigorously. For example, you see, your tongue is moving or vibrating vigorously. Okay, so you can see that the uvula here, so in the very back part of your speech organ, is vibrating vigorously. Okay, now kan plosive, nasal, affricate, fricative, trill, and now we are talking about lateral consonant or lateral sound. What is lateral consonants? Lateral consonants are produced by flowing the air from the lung through the vocal tract, and there is a certain obstruction in the in the mouth, but the air can flow freely through the sides. For example, okay, you can see that your tongue is blocking the air, but the air can still move from the sides of your mouth. Okay, let's continue to the other type of consonants. Not consonants actually. Okay, let me give you examples first. There are certain sounds like w, and then y, and then Okay, w, y, and are working together, so they want to go to the house of vowels. Okay, but when they want to come into the vowels house, the vowels, the owner of the vowels house say, okay, who are you? I am w. And then what about you? I am y. What about you? I am Okay, so why are you coming here? So we want to come to the vowels house. Are you vowels? What are you? Who are you? W. So is there any obstruction in your production? Yes, but a little. Yeah, but although a little, but there is obstruction. What about you? I am you. Is there any obstruction in the productions of you? Yes, but little. Although a little, you still belong to consonants. Okay, then as well. So, am I think I am similar to you. Yes, you is a vowel, but you are not vowel. And then I am similar to E. Yes, E is a vowel, but you are not vowel. And then I am similar to is vowel, but you are not vowel. And then w, y, and come to the house of consonants, and then the owner of the consonants house. Who are you? You are w, y, Yes, there is obstruction in the productions of three of you, but very little. Okay, you are not really consonants. That is the reason why the owner of the house consonants label them as semi-consonants or semi-vowels. Or there is, I think, a better labeling for them. They are approximants. They are approximately vowels, approximately consonants. That is the reason why they are called approximants. Okay? W, y, and are consonants, not really consonants, semi-consonants. They are called approximants. Okay? The types of consonants, plosive, nasal, affricates, fricative, trill, lateral, and approximants are grouping based on the obstruction happening in the productions of them. And then there are another labeling of consonants based on the places of articulations involved. The consonants like p, b, w are called bilabial consonants. Why? Because you can see the two lips are involved when you produce b, w. Let's continue to the next type of consonants based on the places of articulation. Labio-dental. You know dental, right? It is den. Okay. What is labio? Labio is a lamina here. Lamina is the tongue. Labio is the lips. You can see your dental, your teeth is touching your lower lips. That is the reason why they are called labio-dental consonants. The next, dental sounds. Okay, so it is lamina. Tongue is called lamina in Latin, and then the consonants like the are called dental sounds because the lamina is touching the teeth. And then the next type is alveolar. What are alveolar consonants? Alveolar consonants are produced by moving the tongue, touching the alveolar ridges. The consonants like t, d, n, s, z, and all are grouped into alveolar sounds based on the places of articulation. Let's discuss further back. Okay, we already talked about bilabial sounds, and then labio-dental, dental, alveolar, and then palatal. The sound like j, okay, j, ny, and y are produced by touching by moving the tongue, touching the palate or the hard palate. So that is the reason why they are called palatal sounds. But when we are talking about j, sh, j, they are not palatal. They are a bit front compared to palatal. That is the reason they are called alveopalatal or post-alveolar. Some linguists call it alveopalatal. Some linguists call them post-alveolar. So I prefer using the post-alveolar. Okay, n is alveolar sound, j is palatal sound, and then j is post-alveolar sounds or post-alveolar consonants. And then there are some consonants like k, g, ng, and are produced by moving the back part of the tongue, touching the velum, the soft velum. That is the reason why they are called velar sound. And then I already mentioned you the sound okay? Based on the manner of articulation, it is what you call that group as the trill sound, and based on the places of articulation, is grouped into uvular sound because the vibrations because the air flowing make the uvula vibrates vigorously. So that is the reason why is labeled as uvular sound. And the last one is gluteal sounds or gluteal consonants. So gluteal consonants are produced by involving the movement of the glottis. So it is inside the very back part of your speech organ. Okay, everybody, I hope my explanations about the manners of articulation or the obstruction happen in the production of the consonants and the grouping of consonants based on the places of articulation can help you to understand the labelization or how to label or the labeling of the consonants. I will explain you further. I will make you explore further. So I will give you further task, further assignment dealing with the production of the consonants. Inshallah, we are going to review this in the next video. And I think that's all for today. And let me close this video by saying Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.